Guten Abend, good evening. I am Dr. Siegfried Ziggy Lippenschitz, and I am the psychiatrist in charge of the curing of that Artie Aus America fellow. It has been a very tough case to break him from his coke habit. We had to move him down to Pepsi Light and then to water, which is not much different than Pepsi Light. But slowly we have gotten him off the coke, and he is better. However, he has had a very rough time. He is suffering from the DTs, the delirious tremens, verdammten britische Mustache. He is suffering very much, so you must be gentle with him. This is his first time in public since November. So I am cautioning you in the name of all psychiatry that you take care of Artie and be gentle with him. Godverdammten Mustachen. Not like we used to make them in German back in the days. So on that note, please be gentle with Artie as we start the show. But right now, I am expecting my 3 o'clock appointment. Colonel Schwanz, are you there, Colonel Schwanz? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Colonel Schwanz. Now, could you begin to tell me, how long have you been under the belief, this delusion that you are a woman?
I believe that I have been a woman ever since I saw these.
Ach du Liebe!
A special message before we start. We all know someone, or suffering ourselves. Reach out and check on your loved ones to see if they are okay. It makes a huge big difference when there is someone there to listen. I was lucky where I had some people that did reach out to me and check on me. It's not easy living with depression and PTSD. Check it out. www.ruok.org.au. You may even save a life too.
G'day everybody, how are we all? Hopefully everybody is well. Hey look, I've grown some hair since you guys last time saw me. It must be all that Pepsi that I must have been put on. And I'll tell you what, Pepsi over here is top shelf. Look, I even got a spare bottle here with me too. Man, that took a bit of finding to find that. Actually, I found this while I was in Kashula at Kashula Hobbies yesterday, so hopefully everybody, yeah, look, here you go, Steve Boosap, I've got it. All right, Rod Stewart, no, he's not in the country at the moment. Let me see, I've got my, hang on, he's putting his makeup on. I'm going to say a quick hello to everybody here. It's great to be back. James, you got the cookies? Sorry, no cookies at the moment, mate. The bakery's still closed. Randall Allison, hello. thank you for helping along with Anthony while I was away. Well, I was sort of away, but Andy, how are you? Nice to see you. Valleys, how are you? John Scookill, how are you? John Benicki. G'day, buddy. Hope you're doing okay. Who else we got? Zantek, hello. That's about right too. There, what you say there, I totally got to agree. Well, actually, the Mountain Dew's more than does that more to you than what Pepsi Light does. Tammy and Ray, g'day. How are ya? Yeah, miss you guys too. Who was Great Northern, welcome here, buddy. Hope you're going to enjoy the show. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be here from now on. No more restrictions, thank God. I'll tell you, that was a hell of a journey. Split Rock, g'day, buddy. How are ya? He's not yelling at the gorilla. No, the gorilla's not here. Him and Oscar are out, got stuck on Cockatoo Island. I'm going to have to try to save them next week. Nathan DeLay, how are you, buddy? Hopefully you're doing well. Who else do I have in here? Steve, PSAP, g'day. Rod Stewart. Oh, hopefully he is. No sniffing. No sniffing glue. No sniffing coke. No, none of that stuff. Todd Armstrong, g'day, buddy. How are you? Welcome back. Where are you live? Well, I am actually I am at my base at the moment. Countries. No, we don't actually have to bring soda here. We actually produce it here in Sydney and Melbourne. We don't have to import that from anywhere. We do have high quality water. I will share the place with it. And here's my good, nutty, crazy mate from Toledo.
Привет, меня зовут Anton Dodge.
Yeah,
I
that
was
too.
doing German, so now I'm doing Russian, and I've got the typical Russian unibrow.
That will almost look like the Dalmatian one
Oh,
too.
Brezhnev, we lost you too soon. Sorry.
You can
Artie is
provide
back! Everybody!
I am
Artie's
back.
Artie's back! So fucking what?
Oh, that
You owe me money! You owe me money!
Do not owe you money. I have evidence.
I paid to get you inebriated or uninebriated.
No. I saw the setup that you created.
You gotta look the other way, Artie. You gotta look the other way, Artie.
Hey?
We're on this side. You gotta look the other way.
That way. No, that way. That way. Actually, I gotta say there is a difference in some flavor in the water, both in the Pepsi and the Coke. And you do notice a difference here because the water quality is different between Sydney water and Melbourne water. But even the water in the beers, well, most of our beers now are being made in a place called Yatala, which is up in south of Brisbane. I'm hiding it. Yeah, I've got to check up on that. So yeah, I'm not out of the woods yet. I still got a bit to go with without making jokes or puns out of it. I still got to get through some matters. Even though the hounds have been put to rest that has stopped me from doing the stream, I still got to keep on going with my treatments.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not in it, but the hounds have been put to rest. The hounds were the ones that stopped me, and it wasn't the It wasn't. We were joking around. It was the law. It's not the law that was actually giving me the dramas.
Right.
It was
Well, technically, at least when you look at the spelling of the word, the law was involved because it was lawyers.
Yeah, it was lawyers, and the worst part of it all was the dumbass lawyers from the other side. They were just trying to find any avenue possible. G'day, Monsville. How are you, buddy?
Hi, everybody.
Hopefully the weather's cleared up your way. They basically had me. I was forced to stop streaming. I was forced to stop doing any content. I was forced basically in isolation in my own home. Anything that I did and tried to make a step forward, they were trying to use it against me, and they were trying to use it as evidence. So even though it was majority of it was BS, because we were joking around and messing around, but I'm here, I am socializing with everybody, trying to have a good time. They were actually using it against me. And according to my lawyers, it's strangely enough, but today we're in the legal channel, and this is where we got to be careful with, both on YouTube and Facebook and other social media platforms, on what we say and how we say it, because today, in today's society, it can be held as evidence in court. With my lawyers and her associates and the people that worked on my case, I found out there was 5 people working on my case. 2 of the poor girls, you see how nutty we are, right? But they went through every single video and live stream that I've done to see if there's anything incriminating in there. Thank God that wasn't.
No.
But the other party
talked about what you were going through. I mean, the biggest fear, of course, is that now that you're here, you're going to be like, ha ha, I tricked them, which is not what you did. You've been through hell. You're still going through hell, but at least now you're allowed back on social media. But we got to joke about it because we would cry about it.
Yeah.
And we have.
I got to say this much, that they destroyed my mental state. I'm literally...
Even further.
Yeah. I got a long way. I think so. Ray said, hi, Artie, crazy.
Of course, that all these wonderful wishes of love and, oh, Artie, thank God you're back. As your fill-in. Oh, God, Artie, thank you. I couldn't dare to put up with another live stream from that asshole Anthony Dodge.
I got to tell you, I got to get in touch with that Attila Varga that lives up on top of the hill, putting shit on me. Yeah. Mind you,
I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes that Attila Varga.
Yes, Steve PSAP, they are in therapy now. They are definitely in therapy at the moment. Yeah. But I've got to say,
they're dealing with Dr. Lippenschitz right now. Well, after 3 o'clock. They come in at 4.
Oh, they do? Oh, okay. But but I still thank everybody for the wishes and everything else.
If that Colonel Sean shaved that mustache off, she'd look kind of nice.
Yeah, I did get a little bit of a trim. Well, I just lost track. He done it again to me. I lost track of thought. And for those that have reached out, now, depression and PTSD is a serious thing, and I do take it serious because it does run in the family. And we have a slogan going on here, are you okay? Check up on your good friends. Check up on your buddies. Check up on your family members. See if they're okay. Now, I did put that thing in the start. Go and have a look at it, because it actually gives you tips on how to approach it. A lot of times when people have got issues, they just need to talk to someone. You just need to talk to someone that's going to listen. So they probably don't want anyone to solve the problem. They just need to get it off their chest. I was lucky enough, I had a couple of good people here that checked up on me from time to time. She was okay. One of them was Anthony and Joyce. They checked in on me all the time. And the other person who's in the chat that rang up quite consistently was Tammy and Ray. Well, mainly Tammy. She reached into me at least 2-3 times a week. So thank you so much. I mean, if it wasn't for these guys, I don't know where I'll be now. I'll probably be in the padded cell, basically. Or, yeah. But yeah, thank you to everybody. Before I go further, my time will be changing next month. Sorry for the Australian viewers, because I'm being deported, apparently. I had a couple of... Oh, yeah, and the candy deliveries. I'm currently out at the moment, Tammy. And no, don't you dare send any. Someone to listen, but not the judge. Exactly. That's the thing. That's the big thing, Monsville. But yeah, I had a couple of phone calls in the last week, stating that my Australian citizenship is expired. That I need to renew it. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't want to interrupt your bit, but if Kenny Rogers and Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead had a love child, please continue.
You're a bitch. So I will be going to Europe at the end of this month. Yeah, I'm getting kicked out because I haven't renewed my citizenship. Apparently there's a fee that you got to pay. I didn't know. Yeah, some Indian scam again. But yeah, it's serious. I mean, even the other two, I mean, Oscar and Wacky Caesar has... Yeah, they're already in custody. So yeah, all right. But yeah, just while I'm overseas, I will be in Europe for at least 6 to 8 weeks in Europe. I've got some family members to deal with, and because I'm staying with family over there to stream at my regular time, I worked it out. It's going to be like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be like 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't think the household will appreciate me carry on the way I am now. So there will be a slight adjustment in time for my stream. What to expect?
I told you he was crazy. He was talking to a stuffed animal and a scary beach mask. He's crazy. Talking to a stuffed animal and a beach mask. You saw it all.
Yeah, whatever you reckon. Whatever you
And now you're
reckon.
talking to a stuffed animal again. You're sick. I tell you, you're sick. You're bloody sick.
And look where you came from. A stuffed factory. No, I haven't done them yet, but I've got to get them done now, Steve. I'm making the arrangements this week. I know I need one for the UK, but who wants to go to England? Who wants to go to the UK? They're not part of the EU anymore. You used to have free passage across to there. And what the Germans will make of you. Yeah, that will be a thing, Andy. What the Germans and the Austrians think. I mean, the people in Serbia, where I will be spending a lot of my time, and they know what to expect. That's what happens in the state of legal drugs. He learned from the best. Yeah. Yeah, but I will have to do it. I know there's some rules that have changed for travel to EU and the UK, so I've got to get all that done. It's just such a headache. But I won't have no problems. I may turn up in New England, I may not. I don't know. But I will get it done, even if you fly. You need. Yes, DP Sap. Yeah, I've got to do it legal. G'day, Southern Cross. How are you, buddy? I do need to keep it legal because I will be crossing several borders. So that is something I've got to work on this week. I had to take care of other affairs this week. Yesterday, I ended up going up to No, Nathan, you haven't done nothing wrong. You know, you know it takes a lot to actually, Steve, I am not going to go with those two carriers. I actually been wanting to go fly in the 747-800. The only carrier that has got one that flies close to us is Lufthansa, and they fly out of Singapore, which we got to change anyway. So I'll be flying with them on the way over. Yeah, mister, yeah, my hair's grown. I mean, it's amazing what that salt water did in where I was put in captivity in isolation. So anyway, I went up to buy some flex track. I'm going back to I'm getting back into my training room. I really couldn't do much on that because every time I done something on the layout and I posted it, it was used against me. So everything stayed the way it is. Is there a decent part? I don't know. Apparently my nephews are living there in the UK, but they will be in Serbia, Jerkwater. So I went up to get some flex track. And you know what it's like when you go in a hardware store. You go in there just to buy a packet of nails and you end up coming out with a chainsaw and half the hardware store. Well, we'd wake up. Actually, I do need one of them, Steve. Yeah, come over and come do some shopping. So just to share with you guys, one of the things I've got, apart from the box of Flexi track. Geez, I messed that up. Shows you how much I'm out of touch. Actually, Andy might like this. I got an XPT set.
That's
which
cool.
is based on the HST. This is the current color scheme for them. They are actually shorter than the British version, but they're actually made on their design. I've got that locomotive, and there is another one to go with it, and I've got a couple of sets of these now, so I've been wanting them, so I've got it, man. It's got a slogan on there. I know it's back to front, us, are you okay? So it's a big thing over here. Yeah, we do have monotrains on here, but we'll get back to it later on. So that's what I end up getting. I end up getting some cars to go with that. Do you really want me to answer that, Southern Cross? Well, I end up buying the 2 power units in this scheme. Well, you've got this one here, and there's an Olympic one that was used in the 2000 Olympics. Then I did buy the matching. G'day, Curly Dwight. I did buy the 4 set, which is a 5-car with the power unit and the dummy at the back. To do a Melbourne set, I had to buy some extra carriages, so I bought 2. And while I was going through my videos that I did while I was off screen, I noticed there was a set went through the Blue Mountains with a 4-card set. So this and its buddy has got actually the way things are made up. I've got 3 sets now, 2 standard and 1 short. Okay, this isn't a British train. This one is actually an Australian model. The British ones are actually longer. It'll come up to about here. Oddcision makes them, and if you want it, you got to be quick because they are selling fast. I haven't run it yet. I'm hoping I'll get it up and running. G'day, Gerard. How are you? Nice to see you back. So I'm hoping to get this and a couple of other things that I've got. Hopefully I can get them all running during the week. Even though I've got my freedom back, I've been pretty busy. I've got some flower cars, covered hoppers that are based, that are from a company I used to contract to that comes down here. No. Actually, yeah, I do know that, Nathan. Now we were originally where that one was made, the original, the real 1-to-1 scale. They were actually making a setup to go to Thailand, but sadly it didn't eventuate. We flogged them. Yeah, they did, Andy. They did. I mean, they had to get some money back from it. So I got that. I did get my Australian collection is almost complete. I just need to get a couple of engines, which will not be available till later in the year, and that's my Australian collection done. I mean, there's so much on the market. I had to put a stop because Anthony knows how much storage space I've got, and it's very, very limited. I'm pretty much out of it now. And I got a funny feeling that our friendship might be over by the end of the month.
Uh-oh. Well, good night, folks. Goodbye, bastard. Yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry, I'm just getting ahead. Why wait till the end of the month, you know?
Yeah. You were talking about you were after these trains that you couldn't get because someone bought them. Sorry, buddy. Yeah.
Tammy, because of some of the things he had to experience while he was in isolation because of the coke habit. Don't mention thumbs up to Artie right now. It's not pleasant.
Oh.
Yes, Nathan, I've been to England.
Yeah, he was here last year, Nathan. He was here last June. Oh, the sun might be dirty. Yes, that's right, Tammy. The sun might be dirty. But yeah, it's I will be doing. I've got a lot of videos to put together now. I can post them. Yay!
Yes, Nathan, I've actually sat in the chair Artie is sitting in now.
Yeah.
And I've sat in a chair just to the right of Artie and thrown stuff at him while he sat in that chair.
Yeah, he did. And I just threw the stuff back at him. And Joyce was there. Joyce was there breaking us up.
Indeed, indeed. Poor woman was caught in the middle.
Oh, poor thing. But yeah, geez, I tell you what, it needs a clean up. But yeah, I mean, I just can't wait for them to come back. You're gonna have to keep an eye on that, Nathan, for when they come back in 27. Is that correct? Possibly.
Yeah. We coming back October of 2027.
Okay.
But of course,
that's
if you're ending the friendship at the end of the month here, right before we go to Germany, then I've got other places to go.
Well, that'd be up to you. I'm not ending a friendship. That'd be up to you.
Well, yeah. But you were our ride. It was your car we had to steal last time.
And Nathan, no, we didn't. Well, we did see some steam engines. But
Nope.
we actually went around and we didn't really do much of.
Well, we went to that museum and saw lots of
Yeah.
steam engines, including the Garrett.
Tell me.
The big one.
The Garrett.
The Garrett. Okay, I was right. The Garrett. Yeah, we saw
Yeah.
that one. Oh, don't go there, Split Rock.
I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that, Thomas. I am aware of that. It's all right. We can just pull the plug here. But we were not going to go there. We had one
Nathan,
of those.
we're joking for now. See,
No, we are joking, Nathan. Do not take anything seriously or too hard. We're here messing around.
anything negative we say between each other, don't take it seriously.
No, because we bantered one another all the time. Tariffs are cool, right? Yeah, we have posted a big tariff with Queensland at the moment too. They can pay for their free fuel now. But anyway, we're not going to go there. We'll be going to Europe. There will be a few people I'll be meeting up with while I'm there. One of them is another rail fanner that is down not far from my mum's place. I already notified they'll be coming. I mean, he's got a cool place. That's the thing that you want to keep an eye out. How many weeks do I have?
It all depends on how well he behaves.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a cool place. He actually lives, he's got a railway line, actually it's just been refurbished, right behind his house. And it's the main line from Novi Sad to Zrenjanin in Serbia. I know it sounds funny, but even that line eventually from Zrenjanin ends up in the town where I'm going to be. They're redoing the infrastructure. So I'm going to get some shots and whatnot of my own, of the new high-speed trains they got in Serbia. I will be going through the Austria and Germany. I will be going through there. I don't know if I'll bump into anyone there, but we'll have to wait and see. £1. Go and check out Minesville's video. I will be going into Hungary a little bit because Budapest is like, from my mum's or my grandfather's town, is like 1.5 hours drive to Budapest.
Dirk, I know you would have gone with the Toad, but trust me, it's a lie. He's not really a Nigerian prince.
The British trains, I think I got one engine and 2 passenger cars at this stage. I do want to get some more eventually. But yeah, so I am actually looking. I'm kind of looking forward to it, even though I've got a fair bit of work to do. Because I've been having to knock down grandfather's house. I don't have the photo. Hang on, I might have the photos here. Let me just have a look. It needs to be demolished. The house is over 200 years old, and it's made from. It's actually made from old the old mud brick straw style. Just see if I can find a picture of it, but it has to come down. No, so I'll be working on that. No, I don't have it here. I had a bit of a computer glitch yesterday. No, that's not what I wanted. Where are you? Ah, there you are. Yeah, oh, look, I'm not worried about the tariffs. It is what it is. Let's not talk about that, please. Because I'm quite disappointed. I had to go and vote yesterday, and I'm very disappointed because my party wasn't in there. My sex party wasn't going for the federal parliament this year, so I'm pretty upset. But anyway, I've got to work on that. I've got to do something with that house. Because the way those buildings are done over there, the house actually becomes part of the perimeter fence, and it actually becomes like a fence, a border to your next door neighbour, and it's compromised the security, and it's going to start falling onto their side. So now I've got to start working on it. Okay, good night, John.
Good night, John. Well, while they're still joking about toads here, do you know how to tell the difference between a toad and a frog?
Count the number of warts.
No, the toad doesn't speak French.
Oh, okay. Does it do French though? Oh, that's right. You never kissed a toad, did you? Nathan, we joke around here. We don't take nothing too serious when we banter with each other, because we hear the joke around, and they have a laugh. I mean, that the laughter is.
And if you're French and you're offended by that joke, I'll accept your surrender later.
I think they already have surrendered, didn't they? When the Spaniards and the French were out,
Already your first day back, and I'm going to get you banned.
You going to Japan? Oh, you'll love it there. Even Steve Pusap can agree with me. Japan is actually very nice. It's a very nice place to visit. The people are very nice and polite, and quiet.
But
not like
you better
us.
follow proper customs there.
Yeah, and it's actually really nice. I really enjoyed Japan when I used to go there, and at least twice a week I used to go to Japan. I really did. Yeah, when people say I'm going to Hungary, meaning country. Yeah. Yep.
Well, the thing is, it is spelled with an A, Hungary, but nobody says that. Everybody says Hungary.
Hey, Ray Bill, how are you?
Hey, Ray Bill, how are you? They say, the G goes really fast. It's Hungary. But so yeah, we do it. But the funnier thing, Nathan, is if you study geography, you have Hungary, Greece, and Turkey all in a row. So you're hungry, you get the Greece, you fry the turkey, you're fed.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, exactly.
And you take it to the Sandwich Islands.
Well, no, you take them down to the Cook Islands. You take them down to the Cook Islands. Yeah. Then eventually you get it down to here. Yeah, and that's right, James. They are a very helpful bunch there. I didn't know I was all about it. Yeah, and hungry. Yeah, I am actually hungry. Well, at least I'm not streaming at
Yay!
lunchtime now.
Tornado warnings. Yeah, get under cover and avoid any trailer cars, mobile homes.
Oh, you should be over here. We have a lot of roast beef sandwiches here, buddy. Randall, but you got to see the ones that we have. Are they about this big?
Yeah,
nice-
yeah. I've seen the roast beef piled up. Yep.
Yeah.
You don't go hungry in Australia.
oh,
Sometimes you don't
definitely.
go home because you're too big to get out the door after you've eaten in Australia.
And it's experienced it. We actually got new owners over at the. G'day, PK. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Bob,
Um,
nice to have you.
Down at the club, we got actually new owners, and yeah, they're still piling the plate up.
If you
definitely
think
wanna
that's
get-
impressive, Bob, you should see his armpits.
Yeah, look. Yeah, Japan would be a nice place for you and George to explore. They've actually got very nice.
I'm not going to live long enough before the East Asian area gets on my radar. I probably will never make it to Asia. I have got too many other places. I will die before I see every place I want to see in Europe. That's what traveling every summer that we do.
G'day, Andy.
I probably will get
Dobson,
all the
how are you,
places I
buddy?
want to see in Germany before I die.
Actually, no, they're not. Split Rock. You got that wrong. The chickens in Australia are not emus. They actually bin chickens. They're actually bin chickens. And our Thanksgiving turkeys, guess what? They're bin chickens. And they are everywhere. I mean, I've got them across the road here too.
But the ones you got to watch out for are the dunny chickens. The bin chickens are bad. The dunny chickens are worse.
Oh, they give you love bites. You didn't get any love bites when you were here, did you?
Nope. Well, not that you're aware of.
Yeah, not that. Yeah, but I'm still trying to work out why.
We found the camera in the room, Artie. So yeah.
I'm still wondering how one side of the bed has collapsed since you guys left.
Yeah, but it's since we left.
Yeah, and for some reason that scene has been blacked out of the camera. I don't know what's going on.
Bin chickens. Come on, Monsville. You know bin chickens.
Well, haven't you? Well,
Old
we do
world
have them down
boring.
here.
Chris, that's all a matter of perspective. One man.
Yeah. Or a blue tongue lizard on the side. Split rock. Oh, this boring.
I mean, you can come to Toledo, and for about 3 or 4 days, I can make it seem like Toledo's a cool place. But once you live here, you start going, oh.
But honestly, when you look at a lot of places, oh, thanks, PK. You're a good sport there. So he's a good guy. He's worth keeping. You know, he's a keeper, that guy. You know, and all in all, every place has got its good and bad points. Look, even where I am living here in Berkeley, Berkeley used to be a rough neighborhood, and sadly, it still retains that. But all in all, Berkeley isn't actually a bad place. So we just pretend it's a bad place to keep all
It's
the
a
good
nice
stuff.
looking neighborhood. You wouldn't know there are sections of it that are rough, except where you walked us around and showed us some of the areas and said,
Yeah.
This area is kind of tough. But it's a pretty enough town, and the location, oh my God, you walk 30 feet out of Artie's door, giant lake that way, big ocean that way. Okay, it's the Tasman Sea for you purists. Still big water that way. Then there's points that you can walk to from Artie's place where you can see both in one shot.
Yeah.
Or a 10-minute drive, and you're, half an hour driving, you're in mountains. Half an hour another way, you're in the rainforest.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely amazing place. All that stuff in the coastal area, and that's just near Wollongong. And Australia is as big as America, or bigger than America. So to imagine all the amazing things we saw in just that little area. Now, yes, we did go up to Sydney for a couple of days. We went down to that city that the Sydney people don't like in the south, and we saw all kinds of cool things on the way. You know, we stopped and saw Ned Kelly's stuff, and we saw, what is it, the dog on the box, whatever.
The dog on the tackle box. Yeah.
Yeah, dog on the tackle box.
And that was in Snake Gully.
We got to stop off and see the giant sheep and pettits in other regions.
That was a merino.
Yeah, the merino. Yeah, we had to drag you away from that one. But it was a good distraction. I was able to go back, get my rail jet, and sneak it home while you were distracted.
Yeah.
Yes, Australia is bloody huge.
No, we don't have In-N-Out burgers.
It's a pretty town.
It is a nice suburb.
Berkeley is a pretty town.
Yeah, it's grown a lot. I'll just answer this one with Nathan. Yes, I am used to the heat, and it gets pretty hot here during the summertime. I did want to do a bit of work in the back train room this summer, but it got hot. I mean, we got this, and I'm not in the desert, I'm on the coast. And there is shrubs and bushland or forest, as you guys Americans call it.
What is it? Something like 95% of Australians live within 50 miles of the coast, or
of the coast, exactly. Yeah. Once you get over the Great Divide, over the mountain ranges there, then it starts getting hotter. Western Sydney gets hot. But once you get over the big mountain range here, which we call the Great Dividing Range,
right?
Once you start going west of that,
it's both, Split Rock. It is a large country, but it's the smallest continent. The one thing it's not, sorry, Aussies, it's not an island. By being a continent, that precludes it being an island.
Well,
the Aussies teach it's an island, but it's not. Because it's a continent, it's not an island. Otherwise, North and South America are an island. Otherwise, Eurasia is an island, and Africa is an island. They technically all fit the definition of island. Since Australia can choose, Australia can say, don't call us a continent, call us, we'd rather be the biggest island than the smallest continent. And the Aussies' egos just can't handle that. They got to be, we're the biggest island. No, you're not. Greenland's the biggest island. You're a continent. You're not an island.
Yeah, but we're not the smallest continent, though. The smallest continent is actually Antarctica.
I'll have to double check that, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and Antarctica is actually
technically bigger, but
yeah. But here, the hottest days for you, Nathan, during the summertime is in the high 90s, high 80s, and it will get to the mid 90s. We do touch 100 and 110 here. You go out west of here, you start seeing temperatures of you start looking at 110, 115 degrees Fahrenheit in the shade. Oh, come on, PK. Google. We're not going by Google here.
Well, the thing is, he's right, because that's including Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah.
The continental United States. The 48 contiguous states of the United States would fit inside Australia.
Nathan, yes, I do know about that place. We actually have it. It is actually in West Australia, north of Perth. And that's actually being cordoned off. No one lives there anymore.
All right, well, let's do it together right now. 1, 2, 3, done. There, we both just modeled the railways of Greenland.
Yeah. 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 What? Antarctica goes right around the world. Of course it does. On the bottom, Steve.
But Dirk, you are an ex-Kiwi. Do you really want to be added to Australia? I know there's a kinship, an Anzac kinship, but there's also that very much.
Joe coming in past 3. Hey, Joe, how are you? You're not late, buddy. You're not late at all. Where was it that I was looking at? Actually, Zantac, if he's still here. I don't know how true it is, but there's one of the French islands down in the Mediterranean Sea that's got a railway system going through it. I'll be interested to know who does. That's nothing, said the Texan. Back home, we have wheat fields that are twice as large as this. Yeah, well, look,
Let's get all 3 parts here. All right, so here's part 1. A Texas farmer went on vacation to Australia. He met up with an Australian farmer who proudly showed off his wheat field.
Yeah. Next Australian point.
That's nothing, said the Texan. Back home, we have wheat fields that are twice as large as this. Next, the Australian pointed out his cattle. They're nothing, said the Texan. Back home, we have longhorns that are twice as big as your cows. Darn it. Just then, half a dozen kangaroos bounded across the road. What are those? Asked the Texan. The Australian replied, don't you have grasshoppers in Texas? Thank you. I'm here all week. Try the veal.
But mind you, we do have some of our cattle farms are about the size of some of the European countries. Well, YouTube has actually brought a lot of friendships together. Yes, I did mention you there, Mark, on Euro Truck Simulator on one of the islands in down south of France. I noticed they have a rail system going through it. But I wonder how true that is. I really like to know if there is a train system going through there. I would like to explore it, actually.
Just as I go to clip on something, boom.
Yeah.
And I'm 3 shots lower. New Zealand is a large continent. Well, whatever makes the Kiwis feel better about themselves.
Yeah, exactly. G'day, Scott Rose. How are you?
Hey, Dave.
Good on you, Split Rock. I like that one. What was I talking about? Yeah, we do have a good friendship, and we do get to learn a lot. And I wanted to share what I've learned. Yeah, it's in Corsica. That's the one. Yeah, Mark, that's the one I was thinking of. Man, we have a secret word of every live stream.
We do have a secret word. Nobody said it in, 3 years?
Yeah.
We have a secret word, just nobody's ever said it.
But yeah.
I know you are, but what am I?
But I suppose what we had with that thing that happened, 5 years ago, it's they brought a lot of people together. No matter what people would say, it actually brought a lot of people together. It brought us together. It brought this whole community together. So it wasn't a bad thing at all. And it does show how small the world can be now with this technology that we got. We can share our interests. Some might be serious about it. Some of us like to joke about it. But we all here to have a good time. We all been looking after each other, supporting each other in whichever way we can. There's been a lot of you guys that even supported me through this ordeal, particularly in the last 14 months, there's been a lot of you guys, or even particularly my last 15, 16 months has been hell. And there's been a lot of you guys there. And if it wasn't for this community, as I said earlier in the show, I don't know where I'll be. But we can learn things from one another. On a serious note, we can learn things from one another. Like, for example, Anthony, he's going to explore Europe. He goes and explores Europe or Germany, and he can share his experience and how he feels about it. Same with me. I'm going back to Europe. There are some things I would like to show the viewers here now that I've got some people that are interested in it. I'd like to show it and share it. I'm not going to share it. Sorry, not that part of it. No, about that.
Well, there are some things we don't want you to share.
Yeah, no. We are connected and relate to trains.
But we've seen his closet in the bedroom. We've seen his closet in his bedroom. And it wasn't skeletons in there.
I tell you what, folks. There was a lot of screaming.
Those are under the back porch.
Yeah, there was a lot of screaming coming out of the bedroom. Yeah, and there was a lot of yelping too. And it was.
Yeah, but no matter how much you screamed, we weren't letting you in.
I didn't want to know no part of it. Even the neighbours were asking what the hell was going on.
Hey, the Donner Family Restaurant in Big Gulch makes amazing finger sandwiches. They have pretty good spare ribs.
Yeah. 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 But yeah, I one thing I like about my hobby as such, and interest, okay, we talk about trains. One thing
the train hobby, right? The train hobby. Just let's not talk about those other hobbies. Just the train hobby now.
Yeah, no, we don't want to be in that. It's the wrong channel. We've got to go to my fans channel for that one. One thing I find interesting in this hobby is when some of us, we go and do modeling and we want to do a particular area, we go and research. We end up finding a lot of history of the old places. For example, like Split Rock, he does his iron ore mining. He's sharing what his interpretation is of it. Then you've got Anthony with his layout, even though it's not really a prototypical of any place, but he's done the Diamond Horse station there. So he has done something, but he's sharing his experience.
Actually, Artie, lately I've been doing a lot of grass, man.
Yeah, well, I can see that you're high as a kite. Yeah, you got green fingers too.
Hard to roll, hard to light, but man, once you get the grass going, it's amazing. It's all too beautiful. It's all too beautiful.
Oh, good. Yeah, but we along the ways of our journeys, we end up discovering new places, new things, and we find out how a lot of places evolved even before the railways came. In America, a lot of more towns evolved as the railways came in. Some of the outback towns here in Australia evolved when the railways came in. Some earlier. And you can learn a lot and sort of and then venture down along the line, we end up meeting one another. Even though Split Rock was hiding from me when I was in Amherst. But it's all right. I've got your address there, Split Rock. Don't you worry. I'll find you. Where's it going? But yeah, that's a good part. You, with me having my freedom back, as such,
Not here.
I will be going out and about a bit more. I will be continuing on with my tour that I was started off with, which I had to stop. Okay, watch your mark.
Yes.
Hang
that
on.
was-
Hang on. Let me just go and do a makeover. Let me just go to makeover. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Ah, people. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm back.
Definitely a great album. Although there's one song. There's one song I would, at least one song I'd probably remove from Revolver. But overall, an awesome album.
Yeah. But I will be continuing on with my tour, which
relax and float downstream.
which would be north of Wollongong. I didn't get a chance to show Anthony and Joyce the north side of Wollongong because there is a lot of history up in that part too. Both with railways and, believe it or not, shipping. Those are the two main bulk transport back in the days of here. He's staring up. Yeah. Oh, yeah, welcome, PK. Actually, it felt good having hair up the top of my head for a while. The hair is better. Oh, geez, come on, guys. Make up your mind, okay? We'll have to take a vote on it for next time. But yeah, I will be continuing on with that. I will be going up in the Blue Mountains as well. Actually, I'll be going up in the Blue Mountains. I'll be doing some streams up there. And there's another location up at near Brooklyn, or Hawkesbury River, north of here. Put your sunnies on there, Steve.
Oh, Steve, come on. Come up with an original joke. And if you ain't got one, maybe Rabel Bell's got one he can loan you.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. You got to do better than that.
It's too close to the Canadians.
Yeah, we do Artie, we do third grade humor. And that's beneath us.
I know.
I tell you, Steve, you should just go sit in a corner and hide yourself in shame with that. I tell you.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's why you guys got to view it there, Split Rock, because
but Split Rock, he's in Australia, so technically he is upside down,
and that's normal for us. And even this guy here survived.
That's why his hair is falling that way, because he's actually pointed. The floor to him is that way. He's walking on the ceiling or sitting on the ceiling. It's amazing the drink hasn't run up his nose yet.
That's different.
All right, you have a sanctuary for animals that are almost extinct. He did, but then Artie shot him. No, I'm sorry. That's why there are no more dodo birds.
No, actually, dodo birds were enough from Africa, if I believe it or not.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we do have sanctuaries here.
Well, that's where it got its name, Coke. It was made with cocaine. Yep.
Well, that's the original recipe of Coke.
Yeah.
Had the extract.
Coke adds life, and everybody wants to live a life.
Dodo bird for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, dodo bird for Thanksgiving would feed about 4 large families.
Yeah, that's good if you've got a big family there, Split Rock, yeah. But that's where our bin chickens and emus come into play, you see. The bin chicken can feed 4 families, and then the emu, well, that can feed a whole tribe.
That big. And they're scrawny.
Yeah. Well, there was actually a guy there.
Chicken wouldn't feed 4 people.
Yeah, what, the bin chicken?
The bin chicken.
Yeah.
That would. that would only feed about 2 people on a diet. Once
Yeah,
you
but the ones
plugged
that you
in
saw
and
here,
got
they
down
were
to the actual meat, a bin chicken would feed 2 people.
yeah, but
That's
the
only
one
for on a
the
diet.
ones that you saw here, they were the babies. You want to see the ones that are down at the tip? They're bigger. Yeah, they're bigger and
right.
fatter.
It's always the ones you don't see.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
Yeah.
What bug can take you places? The Volkswagen Beetle.
Exactly. Don't too much sugar now. I don't know.
Although there are certain bugs that can take you to the doctor, but a shot of penicillin will clear that up.
Yep, that will. Yep. So yeah, it's so this week I'm going to try to get into the train room and find the train layout. That's what I've got to find. I know it was there somewhere. I left it in there, but the train room has become a storage room. That is immune to penicillin. Yeah, pretty much to it.
Yeah, they give them a shot of penicillin and it goes inside, goes, oh, hell no.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to go into the train room probably after the show, after I get a new phone, because the camera lens broke on that. So I'm hoping to get back to normal from next week. And as I said, next month I will be in Europe, so my time will change while I'm away. Plastic bills.
Yeah, you trying to live stream at your normal time from Europe you'd be up really late.
Yeah, there we go, Dave. We can go now. Dave from Crooked Rivers here. Been working on the layout. Yeah, well, at least you know where yours is. You have been normal. Yeah,
I think that's meant as a question. Artie, you have been normal?
Yeah.
Well, normal is always a relative term.
Yeah.
Normal is a relative term. Back to Artie's normal.
Okay, might as well. You have a great day up there, buddy. At least we're in the same time zone now. Yeah, I've got to go and get some of these things done. But at least you know where at least you can find your layout there, Dave. I've got to find my layout. I mean, who's relative? Eh?
You got to find your Artie. I can find your layout for you.
Where is it?
All right. Raise your left hand. Your other left hand.
Oh, yeah.
Now point it straight out, 90 degrees to your body. Now 90 degrees rotation plane. Nope, that's the wrong way. Now go through that door and then turn left and follow your nose. No, wait, don't follow your nose. You'll stop at the bathroom. Keep going straight till you bump into a door. Open it. That's where your layout is. Now get your goddamn body in there and get to work on it again.
Yeah, I do need to get it. I mean, I've got that stuff that was confiscated in U.S. Customs on its way.
The bell of the Titanic still works because they brought it up. Sorry, Nathan is asking me riddles. I had named relatives on the Titanic. Dr. Washington Dodge, his wife and son.
Oh, okay. Did they survive or not?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. All right. Yeah, so I got to get into that because I got more stuff coming that was intercepted that got rejected at the US Customs. That's going to be arriving here soon. So I've got to make room to get into the train room and also at the same time prepare to get ready to go to Europe. And I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to the work in Serbia, but that's life. Now that I've got my life back, it's just been busier than ever. This week, I don't know what happened to this week. It just gone poof, gone. Okay. You think the anchor still works? So yeah, well the ship Titanic hasn't drifted from its spot, has it?
Oh,
So I
they
say
brought one of the bells up. They brought one of the bells up. They brought the whistles up, and I believe they brought one of the anchors up. And then they passed a law that said you can't bring anything more up,
which is a good thing. Because like I jokingly did that video about the sub being sunk in Sydney Harbour. I will be sharing a video later, which I'm going to make up for it. Back in World War II, Sydney, the pool is still full. Yeah, it is.
The pool on the deck is now the pool on the Titanic is now full of the third, fourth, and fifth deck.
Yeah.
So it's not full of water. It might have some water in it, but it's mostly full of the decks above it.
G'day, Dave, Carolina Footy. Was how are you? I missed you there somewhere. But yeah, Ray, just go down there and clean it, okay? It's got just a little bit too much. It's just a bit rough on the buttocks, if you know what I mean. Well, that's right. And I'm just going on to that. Look, where I done that shot, saying that I'm coming back, which was actually on one of the islands here in Sydney called Shark Island. Yes, there are sharks around the island. That's why it got its name. But back in World War II, the Japanese tried to bomb Sydney or attack Sydney with submarines, and they had one-man single-man subs. One didn't make it in. It actually got hit with the net and the mines that we had at the time. And the other one got away, but he didn't get very far. He ended up going out he escaped, but he did sink off the coast between here and Newcastle. It took him a long time. It took him nearly 50, 60, 70 years to locate that other sub, and they have found it. And they basically left the sub as it is. They didn't bring anything up from that one because they just left it as a tomb for the Japanese sailor. But the one that was damaged in Sydney Harbour is down at the Canberra War Memorial. If anybody ever wants to.
Andy, how rude of you! We say little people subs now. Come on.
But yeah, the midget sub. We actually got one here, Andy, in the War Memorial. But yeah, so hopefully next weekend, if all goes well, I should be back in the giant room. And small huggies. Possum Bio, how are you? Vertically challenged, that too. I just got big stomach bones. Oh yeah, no, it's okay. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get into that room this week. Clear up, get some trains running, because I have not run any trains there since geez, what was New Year? I think it was. Christmas was the last time I ran trains. It goes to show how badly I've been knocked about with the ordeal that I've been going through. I just lost the mojo. I lost all motivation in not just trains, in a lot of things. And just trying to get...
That's him at his layout.
Just trying to get back into the swing of things.
His train mojo.
Yeah. So it's still a battle, but I'm going to get there. That's it. That's it. That butterscotch milkshake. Possum Bio. He comes in here late and he does that. And how dare he? Anthony, I would like to thank you very much for holding the fort and keeping the show going while I was away. I really appreciate it.
You were missed. It wasn't the same without you.
I will have to make it up for you when next time
I
you
am
come
much
to
no. I am much happier here where you get to be serious and I can just with you the entire time.
Yeah, but I enjoy giving it back to you too, particularly when Attila Varga was giving it to you. But yeah, I am back now.
Attila Varga was Artie Light. He had nothing. He had no game. He was all BS and horse poop.
Yeah. But that guy, I tell you what, he's dangerous. He did try to drown me when I was 4 years old. Down at that pool, was down around the Rich's place.
Oh,
Artie was
don't
missing.
take this the wrong way, but I have to yell at somebody. Oh, hell no. I am not giving up my show. My show stays mine. I have got a 200. What was the last one? 265. I have 265 straight Fridays without missing a Friday. I'm not giving that up.
Mark, you know what? I can do it now because at least it's not at 4 o'clock. At least it's not a 4 o'clock in the morning start for me. I can get out of bed at a decent hour now, so I can do that. But if ever needs being filled in, Anthony, you know I'm always there for you. But when next time you guys come over here, you guys are going to be in for a treat.
We were in for a treat last time. Zantek, I have gone to Europe many, many times. Well, let's see, since I started the live streams, because we were in COVID and couldn't travel for a couple of years. Australia, UK, and Germany, and I didn't miss a live stream during any of those.
No.
Same bat time, same bat channel. I have nothing is missed. Even when I travel, I get the live stream in. Even from Australia, I managed to get it in.
Yeah, you did. Even though you had to get up early in the morning, you still did it. Yep. I mean, you wake up the whole neighbourhood. I mean, I was actually getting noise complaints from the council with that live stream that he did. I had a letter from the council to see somewhere.
It was Aussies. It was Aussies. Your neighbors, I offered them some Fosters and they happily went back to sleep.
Offer you Fosters? They're still they went out. They went and got your grave ready to come and collect you, but you were gone by then. Oh, cool. But yeah, hopefully next week I'll get into that train room and I will be able to show some of the other stuff that I've got, the new stuff that I've got. I just need to get in there.
Drowning must be like suffocation. I don't know. I tried the one and was never able to try the other.
Do we have Fosters? You got to look very hard for it, though, Possum Bio. We do have it, but you really got to look for it. I mean, that's like drinking. I'll say.
You will not meet an Aussie. You will not meet an Aussie who likes Fosters, or at least one that is allowed to carry their Australian membership card. Exactly. Every Aussie you meet, because you mentioned it. I knew before I went to Australia. I knew 2 decades before I went to Australia how Aussies felt about Fosters, even though it was the most famous beer. It was the one Australian beer advertised in North America. Foster's, Australian for beer. And they'll say that's the beer we give to we export.
I didn't know where I was. Oh, that's a lie. I didn't know where I was. Fill it with vodka. Yeah, it's the only time Foster's is good is when you drunk too much Mexican beer that's come from Tijuana. That's the only time. I drank a lot of that beer in LA that tastes like dishwashing liquid. That was the only time that Foster's was good because we couldn't find anything else decent near where we were.
Bob, that may be true, but some people's milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard.
Are you talking my experience? Yeah.
Well, I could bring somebody who could, but they've already made an appearance on your show today. Actually, they made 2
Yep.
appearances.
Yeah, think of the Joyce as well.
Although I have to talk to Joyce. She needs to start shaving.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that's between you two.
Oh, that's right, Chris. I forgot about that. Yeah, there was a woman. She was a nurse on the Titanic, and then she was on the Britannic when it sank, and then she was on the Olympic when she was on all 3 ships. So I don't know. Maybe you don't let her on your damn boat.
I don't think I want to fly with her either.
Yeah. There were actually 4 boats: the Titanic, the Britannic, and the Olympic, and then the Gigantic. And she tried to get on the Gigantic, and they said hell no. And that's why you've never heard of it, because it never blew up or sank.
Yeah, Nathan, I did. I was in LA for nearly 2 months, 3 months, 2 months in LA, and I tell you what, that beer was it got really bad. I mean, it was cheap, but yeah, you got what you paid for it. But yeah, I'm not going there. Yeah. When my Kiwi friend was there with me, we went to a bottle shop there, and when we saw Foster's, we thought that, well, we can't degrade ourselves any more than the crap beer that we drank. We've got to drink something that's got some sort of flavour to it, and we can enjoy it. I mean, we did enjoy it better than the beer that we were getting. It was some of the beer we had there was putrid.
And of course, everything's about taste. But I'm an American. I had a couple of beers, 3 or 4 American beers that before I ever traveled to Europe, they were my go-to beers if I wanted a beer, especially when I was a teenager, because at the age of 21, 22, no, not that, age 19, I stopped drinking for 10 years. Because I tried to stop drinking the hard way. But anyhow, once I went to Europe and had European beers, American beers never tasted the same. They just
Yeah, it's a bit hard.
But I will say, I've been to the UK and I've had Guinness, and I can't stand Guinness. I think it's awful.
Yeah, but it's a bit hard to drink when you're laying down on your back there, Anthony.
Oh, I find my ways. You'd be amazed what bendy straws can do.
They weren't bendy straws weren't invented back in them days.
But there was just so many. Like I said, I can't stand Guinness. Carlsberg, a beer that sponsored my Liverpool team for decades. I finally had one of those, and it was awful. So finally, I got another one given to me, and it was still awful. So I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I think Carlsberg sucks. Carling was decent. It wasn't great. I didn't find the Great British beer. And of course, there's a big divide. Like, there are British guys that do prefer the European beers, and then British guys who hate the European beers because they're too bubbly. I prefer the Pilsners and the lagers over the ales that you get in the UK. Victoria Bitter, that's not a bad beer. Victoria Bitter was not bad.
Victoria Bitter is the most commonly drunk beer here. The VB is the most common. And the other one is a Great Northern.
But Great Northern's the one we had.
Yeah. No, you had VB as well.
That was good. Great Northern is very good.
Yeah. Great Northern is a nice drop. And then you also had the Tooheys, which is our state beer.
Also very good. Tooheys is very good. Yeah. Great Northern, Tooheys, and Victoria. I only had one VB while I was there. But of course, if we're going to talk that, then we got to go to the Palenko, and that's a different story.
Yeah, that's a different story. Somebody was very happy on his way back up from.
Somebody handled it better than somebody named Artie.
Who, me? Hey, listen,
See, you had to ask who you. Well, I remember. I handled it better. I had more than you and handled it better than you, my Hungarian friend.
Sadly, I had to drive, because if I had to drink that, we would be stuck there for a week for it
Yep.
to get out of my system. So I did have some, but I had to control myself. Otherwise, we couldn't have gone where we did.
No, we
We
probably
would have
couldn't
been
have.
stuck.
The one time
Right?
we had you drive because we didn't know the area.
Yeah,
I suppose
yeah.
we could have.
But yeah,
but
the beer was crap in 97, 98, though, because that's when I was there, and I didn't enjoy it whatsoever. But it goes again, like we were saying earlier. It all depends on where it's made, the water and the hops that's being used in it. There's a lot of things that makes the beer taste different.
Which tastes better for me, soda or beer? I mean, I am more likely because I'm not a beer drinker. Okay, the only time I really drink beer is when I travel, because I get tired of pop. My favorite drink is water, whether it's carbonated water, fizzy water, or regular water. It's also the healthiest. And I will occasionally mix in orange juice, but I love Coke products, Coca-Cola, Cherry Coke. I will occasionally drink a wild cherry Pepsi. That's a rarity, but I will occasionally drink that. Otherwise, I won't touch Pepsi products. But I go in a mood. There are times where, all right, I've had a couple of pops, and pop is very unhealthy for you. And, right when COVID hit, I weighed close to 300 pounds. I weigh about 235 pounds right now. I got as low as 225 in the last year or so. I've put 10 pounds back on, and I'm really, really trying to beat myself and get back down to 225. I just do not want to get up that big. I was always very healthy into my 40s, and then I started ballooning up, and then I would exercise and get down. I got into weightlifting and stuff like that, and I carried a very healthy 250. But then it just, as I stopped doing that and I stopped coaching and playing sports, I kept eating as if I was coaching and playing sports. And I just went, and then I would do some things and lose a bit of weight, but I could never get back below 260. And it'd be like, okay, I still carry it well enough, but then it was 270 and 280, 300. And then I lost some weight down to 265, and then I got up to 280. And I injured my back, went to the hospital, and the doctor said, you've been in for various things for the last year. Look at your blood pressure, look at your sugar levels and your cholesterol levels. They are going in the last year. They said that is a major heart attack in the making, and the doctor scared the crap.
But the work environment also can contribute, and the things in your life that goes on, the stress actually contribute to a lot of things with your health.
But I was gaining a lot of weight, and everything was spiking like that, where I had always had low blood sugar. I mean, good cholesterol level. All of a sudden, I not only was getting into the bad zone, I was in the danger zones. And so I went on a crash diet, and I lost 70 pounds. Well, technically, somewhere between 70 and 80 pounds. And I feel
I
feel a lot
I
better.
rarely drink any alcohol. Like, I drink on an odd occasion, like for birthdays, or if I have a special guest, I'll have a drink with them.
Yes.
But normally
I don't drink hard alcohol.
Yeah, I don't go out of my way. Plus, alcohol in here now has got way too expensive. I just looked at a couple of weeks ago, or just after all this stuff was sorted out, I went down to the club where Anthony and Joyce and I went to, just a local club here. Just a can, like a soda can of drink, or even the bottle of Jim Beam and Coke that I normally drink, is now $10. That's a pre-mixed drink. $10 for a bottle of drink, alcohol. The beer is now $7 a glass. But generally at home, I might have one bottle of soft drink, or we call them soft drinks, soda. But generally, I drink coffee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't drink hard alcohol, although I do like a good brandy. I did enjoy a Yugoslavian moonshine called
Rakia.
Pardon?
Rakia.
No, not that one. Crap. See, I'm confusing it with your Hungarian stuff. Jaliska. That was it. Jaliska. Yeah. That was really. Now I've had Jaliska mass produced out of a bottle we bought because we liked it so much and it tasted terrible. But we got homemade stuff from this one guy and it was killer good. But I don't drink liquor. I don't drink whiskey. I don't drink scotch. I don't drink gin.
I have
the
not.
reason I don't drink is at 19 I did way too much tequila one night mixed with beer and other stuff. I drank, but I've never done drugs. I've never smoked a joint, never taken any sort of drug other than something a doctor prescribes. And even then, I don't take half of what they tell me to take because I don't want to deal with that stuff. So, but yeah, I will have beer now and then. And there's nothing wrong with a beer now and then. There's nothing wrong with most things if you don't do them to excess. The problem is some people have addictive personalities and they've got to keep doing it and doing it and doing it.
Let's see, with me also, with my occupation as a heavy vehicle driver, as a professional truck driver, over here in Australia, it's almost the same as the UK and even New Zealand, where we'll get pulled over in random where they're doing alcohol and drug testing us on the side of the road. And we can't refuse. If you refuse, you lose your license on the spot for 5 years. But that was my bread and butter. There's already enough fools. The only thing, my worst bad habit at the moment is smoking, which I hopefully will be able to kick in the next 12 months or so with my stress level coming down. Well, you can always have the rabbit. You know what rabbits do, Anthony?
Yeah. No, I'm done with animals. As soon as I can find a way to get rid of those two, I am done with pets.
But you got to admit that she done a good job in how she was trying to sabotage your cable.
Right. Oh, she was great at chewing electrical cords. Yeah.
Right at the end where you can't fix the bloody thing. But yeah, I've never really been in it. With my job as a truck driver, and then when I was as a first responder and been a squad captain for 10 years, there I could not drink because I was on call 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And you know what it's like during, particularly summer times, things always goes wrong in the middle of the night. So, but I've never been into alcohol. Coffee, yeah.
No, I did it to show off one night. I mean, my friends and I drank beer when we were underage, and I would drink beer now and then, but I never got into hard stuff. And then one day I went to a college. I was a freshman at university, and I went to a party and was showing off and trying to impress people, and I did way too much.
Well, I did
3 big cans of beer, 6 tequila sunrises, and 36 shots of tequila. Yeah. I retain it.
The worst time I remember the time when I really got drunk the first time. That was the funny one. We were down at Coomas, just south of Canberra. We were working on a Parliament House project.
Night, Andy.
Good night, Andy. We'll see you tonight, bud. Or tomorrow morning, your time. We're gonna call it quits in a moment too.
Yeah, I gotta make sure I wake up in time for a show tomorrow.
But yeah, we were on the completion because what I did there, I was with a group of guys that were cutting the topsoil to do the top dressing of the Parliament House where they'd got all the grass and trees and whatnot on top. So went down to the pub to celebrate that we pretty much finished the job. And when we were there, we were drinking beer like it was water. So you can imagine how wasted we were on this Friday night. Now, the town of Cooma isn't very big at all. It's a small, well, back then it was a small town. I walked past my place, I think, 5 or 6 times with one of the guys I worked with. And at the end of the walking session, I had to catch a taxi. Taxi driver says, "But you live up there?" And I go, "Yeah, I already walked it 5 times." But when I woke up, I was the only one turned up for work. But the thing that scared me the most waking up is there was toilet paper everywhere. There was bloodstains everywhere. And I was wondering, okay, what on earth happened here last night? I remember coming home, but I don't remember all this. There was blood everywhere. I don't know where the blood came from, but I tell you what, that was the last time I ever done any bar drinking like that again. But anyway, enough of that, our drinking stories. Next week, I'll be up to something.
All right, Bob, take care.
Bob, hey, Eric, how are you,
Good
buddy?
timing,
Hope
Eric,
you're
for coming in just as we're logging out.
Yeah, buddy. So next week we're back at normal time. Again, Anthony, thank you very much for keeping my show alive. I really, really do appreciate it. You
Artie,
will be rewarded.
I could go into tears literally just to see us back here.
I missed this. I
have missed it.
I did.
So it was cool that we were able to kind of set up a little bit of fun to start it off. Joyce was all willing to play along too. She just missed her one cue, but hey, she's not an actress, at least on screen.
Yeah. So I will endeavour to go into the back room and get that sorted out. In between everything else. Geez, I still even got a pack yet. I've got to all sort out when I'm going to pack because I'm not going for 2 weeks. Next week, again, same time, 8 o'clock US Eastern time. I will be back.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Same bat time. I should be home.
Same batty time, same batty channel.
Yep, same batty people, nutty people here. Again, thank you very much. I really appreciate everyone for coming here. And we'll catch up to you all very soon.
All right. Take care, everybody.